pro-marijuana activists got high in front of the White House in the most badass protest ever. Huffington Post reports here. The mass protests led by DCMJ, a DC-based marijuana group, called for President Obama to take marijuana off the list of Schedule 1 of the Controlled Substances Act. The federal government classification given to the most dangerous drugs lumps marijuana in with more serious drugs like bath salts, allowing it to be prosecuted aggressively. At around 4:20 p.m. Eastern Time, for obvious reasons, they say, which was chosen because of the number 420's association with weed, the protesters lit their joints, fired up their bowls, and pulled on their vaporizers in unison with little disruption from the Secret Service or the local police. They even inflated a 51-foot plastic inflatable joint with the message, "Obama, deschedule cannabis now." That was made by artists especially for the occasion. Okay, so this is a great protest, and my takeaway from the story is actually the fact that there wasn't a crackdown from police officers or the Secret Service proves the point of the protesters. Because if something should really be against the law, and we all agree it should be against the law, you can't do it in front of the White House. So if there was some weird group for religious reasons, they want to do human sacrifice, and they're like, so we're just going to do a human sacrifice in front of the White House. If you do that, the cops will be on you in 3 seconds, the Secret Service will be on you in 3 seconds, and you'll be in jail, as you should be, and there's not a jury in the country that would let you off. So, yeah, we're scheduling a murder off in front of the White House. This is what we do. This is what we believe. So we got 7 kids here. We're just going to murder them, slit their throats right in front of the White House. Okay, that should be against the law. We all agree it should be against the law for clear reasons. So if you do that, you're done. We're going to lock you up. But when you get a bunch of people there and they're like, okay, let's smoke some weed, there's a choice to be made by the authorities. Hey, technically that's against the law, but should we do anything about it? No, they passed. And I'm not sure who made the decision. Maybe it was Obama. Maybe it was somebody in the White House. Maybe it was local authorities or whatever. But they were like, whatever, just let it happen. We'll let it slide. And then, we'll move along. And if there's any other disturbances, we'll do what we have to do. But they let it happen. So you want to know why they let it happen? Well, one of the reasons is it's really not that big a deal. Imagine there's a protest. We've been so persecuted for so long. We're all going to sip a Monster Energy drink in front of the White House. People be like, what? That's fine. Who gives a shit? Drink your Monster Energy. Nobody cares. Well, that's a drug, and we've spoken about it on the show. There are instances where people drink too much of that stuff and they have fucking heart attacks. It's a massive upper. It's a stimulant. It's a drug. But, the mindset is, well, it's legal. It's fucking marketed. It comes in a can with bright colors and fucking some nutritional facts on it. So, yeah, go right ahead. Agreed. Go right ahead. Who gives a shit? It should be the exact same for marijuana. It should be the same for all drugs. Don't get me wrong, legalize, tax, and regulate is my plan and my idea. So would drugs exist in the same way that they exist right now if we did that? No. Bath salts wouldn't make you become face ripper monkey. Crystal meth would not be allowed in its current form because there are things in there which actually are genuinely harmful and makes your fucking skin melt off, and there's all these problems associated with it. So instead, we legalize, tax, and regulate, and whatever drugs are available will be safe. You'll get the high that you're looking for, but it's going to be safe, or at least safer. I would do the same thing with cigarettes. I'd allow cigarettes, but you take out the worst additives that are the most carcinogenic and minimize the risk. Minimize? Is that a word? Minimize the risk? And then let people do whatever they want to do. It should be the same for all the drugs. And 58% of the American people agree that we should legalize weed. What are we waiting for? And it's funny that they did this soon after Obama released more people. He commuted sentences, he pardoned sentences for more nonviolent drug offenders that were in jail. Now it's over 200 people that he's done it for. What are we waiting for? I'd let out all the nonviolent drug offenders. I'd change the schedule right now away from Schedule 1, which he can do without Congress. I do everything I can without Congress, and I do everything I can with Congress, and I would use the bully pulpit. I'd run ads. I'd be out there on the Sunday shows talking about this issue. I'd tell people on TV, go call your congressman, if he's a Republican, and say, why are you against what 58% of the American people are in favor of? Why are you a fascist? Why are you a tyrant? Why do you want to override the will of the American people? Because 58% want to legalize weed. So what are we waiting for? We know what the right thing to do is. So we have a president now that's, mildly tolerates and does some mini steps in the right direction of marijuana. But all it takes, guys, is a president who doesn't agree with that, and it's over. See, people don't get it, but the federal laws have it so that marijuana is illegal. That overrides all of the state laws. That's the way our system is set up. The supremacy clause of the Constitution. Federal laws override state laws. So all it takes is one dickhead Republican president to say, shut down everything in Colorado, shut down everything in Washington, shut down all the medical marijuana places. No more marijuana in America. End. That's it. It's over. And then it's game, set, match on this whole thing we're doing here. So we got to push hard, and we got to make it so the laws get better, because we know what the right thing is, we know what the end result is, and we're just moving there ever so slowly. It's time to put it into hyperdrive.